Restaurant, and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
Join us for Crimson Tide men's basketball in the Final Four on Saturday. Our radio start time from Phoenix is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. Central, leading you up to tip-off from Glendale. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Guthrie's. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
For the first time ever,
Roll Tide!
The Tide are rolling to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah!
It's the Crimson Tide and the Yukon Huskies, live from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
And let's get out of here and go to the Final Four!
Tune in this Saturday for this historic game. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on your home for Alabama basketball. The Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Sports Talk, 24/7, 365. Your full-time sports station.
You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Doesn't anyone do any work around this joint anymore?
Can you get me a little typeset?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
You're tired.
Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, 'cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the Junkyard Dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Oh, baby, you know what that means? It's Football Friday in the Doghouse. And yes, the Friday trifecta is in play this week. And yes, we have a tremendous prize for you for this Final Four fecta that we're rolling out for you today here on a Football Friday. You know, this morning... Oh, wait, we got guitar. This morning... we offered you an overnight stay, the Cliffside Room at the Lodge at Guntersville State Park, an absolutely beautiful place, with a $30 voucher for the Pinecrest Room. It's a $190 value altogether. We offered it to you for $95. We had 30 of those deals, and they sold out immediately. I mean, they basically sold out in less than a minute. So now we're going to give you a chance to win one. Yeah, that's right. We're giving you a chance to win an overnight stay in the Cliffside Room at the Guntersville State Park. It's good for a year. Wonderful Mother's Day gift. And I'm going to give you a chance to win one right now with the Final Four fecta. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, too, the boys are working. You know, we've told you about, some of the issues that we've been having. The boys are working in the background, trying to get everything up to speed. I get that. I understand it. So it might sound a little bit different. I have my own personal feelings about this whole situation.
If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
That might be Grizz. I don't know. That might have been Grizz. I'm not sure. But we do have your trifecta for you. So let me get that in right now. And this is the way it's going to work. Just what I got for you. I got NC State.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Getting 9.5 points against Purdue. It's the lock of the year. I got Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Bama Zach, in your honor, roll Tide, brother.
Getting 11.5 against UConn.
Boys in the schoolyard can't stop it.
So then you tell me who's going to win it all. No line. So you tell me I'll take Alabama plus the points. I'll take Purdue minus the points and UConn to win it all. Okay? You tell me who's going to win it all. And for our tiebreaker, we need to know the winner of the women's Final Four that you'll hear right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone on Sunday night. Iowa.
You play ball like a girl.
UConn.
I'll find a girl that will do what I want.
NC State.
The ladies are going to love you.
Or South Carolina. That's your tiebreaker. All right, first hour is wide open. The only way to get in to this contest is to call or text. You call 256-576-4977. You text at 7329-TA-SHOW. 732-982-7469. By the way, those of you that are interested in getting into the golf tournament coming up on May 13th at Cherokee Ridge, just send me your request there as well, and we'll get you into the golf tournament. A couple of people have been sending me those requests, and I go ahead and put you on the list. It's that easy. $200 per individual, $800 for a foursome. It's a great tournament, benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The winning foursome, all four guys in the winning foursome or gals in the winning foursome get they pick up a membership, a 6-month membership, family membership at Cherokee Ridge. So that doesn't suck. So we got that for you as well. All right. My X feed is at Tom Abraham Show. The station's feed is at 97.7 ESPN. Facebook is at 97.7 ESPN. I think that the trifecta has been listed there. I'm not sure. I did not get confirmation from Captain Cool, who I sent all the information to. I didn't get a thumbs up. I got nothing from him. So it should be listed there, but I'm not sure. You have to check it out. You can go to 977ESPN.com and get links to all of that stuff. You can listen live at your desktop as well. And while you're at it, get the app so you can get the alternate streaming channels for more great programming. 4 more channels for you there on the app. You're going to need them this weekend. Also, snag the Talk Radio WZZN app for more great programming. You'll hear Talk Radio also at 97.7-2 over the air with a digital radio. Most cars have them now. You can buy them for your home as well. But get the app, and then you got it with you everywhere. Of course, Talk Radio is your home for the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long, beginning tonight. Trash Pandas up in East Tennessee taking on the Smokies, opening up their season. Trash Pandas open up at Toyota Field next Tuesday night. At the top of the one, Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer is in to set up Auburn's 8A game for us as well. That deal is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Tickets are $12. How long have they been charging for that deal? I wonder where the money is going. They must be raising money for something. We'll find out from Justin where that money goes. I don't think it's like, a Havoc game. I don't think it's like they're buying new jerseys and they're charging $10 for the 8A game. It must be something. There's tons going on around campus at Auburn tomorrow. Now, Alabama's game is next week. It's free. And the first 1,000 or the first 5,000 people next week at the Alabama 8A game get an 8A poster. I don't know what they're giving away anything at Auburn. We'll find out. The 8A poster, if you're the first 5,000 at Alabama next year, next week, it kind of means something since this is Caleb DeBoer's first one. Now, the Auburn game tomorrow is on the SEC Network Plus. Yesterday, we talked about the proposed Super League for college football. This would not involve any other sports. They would continue in their traditional conferences, including basketball. This is strictly a college football league. And now Sam Kahn of The Athletic applied the proposal to last season and has the 10-team divisions all laid out. And it's really kind of fascinating. I kind of made up a 10-team division that Alabama and Auburn would be in. It would include Florida and Florida State. And, I went down that route, completely blew everything up. He went more traditional, which I actually like his better than I like mine. In other words, you get an SEC. It's a 10-team SEC. It's a 10-team division, the SEC. And it's made up of the original SEC. I love that. So there's no Texas A&M. There's no Missouri. There's no South Carolina. There's no Texas. There's no Oklahoma. It's the original SEC. I like no Arkansas. I like it. We'll run that down for you. And College Football News has projected this year's playoff coming up. They're projecting this year's playoff, and they do not have Alabama or Michigan making the 12-team playoff. They say that Alabama and Michigan will meet in the Super Bowl, each with a 9-3 record. I told you that yesterday. Now I'll tell you how they have the playoff working out. All right, over there in a little glass room with the slanted ceiling, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax and keeping us on the air.
If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a polish.
Brilliant!
I've got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good time roll.
Down goes Grissom.
Someone call someone because there's a cleanup on aisle 3 as a man is down.
It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
It's not St. Patty's Day, so that's a different day entirely.
Grizzlicious, how you doing over there? I know it's a little bit crazy right now.
If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
Burn this whole place down.
It's kind of how it feels. I think Steve feels the same way a little bit.
No. What are you talking about? That's Steve yelling there. That was him in the background. Think that was Dustin Hoffman, did you? That's Steve.
If he's like me with hardly any hair, it's like he doesn't have enough hair to pull out. So it's just it's a little frustrating, but it seems like we see the light at the end of the tunnel. To be honest with you.
Oh, good. I like light at the end of the tunnel. So let me ask you this question:
We're making progress.
Are we? Because I don't want to reference it if we're not. Are we streaming the video yet? Do we have that going? Do you know? No, maybe. I'm not. Oh, he's working. Oh, we are. Okay, we are streaming the video. Okay, good. All right, it's good to know. He's taking your phone calls and getting you on the air. That's what he has to do. So that's good stuff right there. For those of you then that are watching on the WZZN TV, Grizz, the theme for today is my Bulldogs, the Thom Abraham Show logo, and
see that big dog.
You see that? These are the big. That's weird because that's the one that's furthest away from the thing. My grandkids gave me this one with the sunglasses on there. The Bulldog. I get a lot of Bulldog type stuff. This is more than what I got, or this isn't all what I got in terms of Bulldog type stuff. But you know the logo of the show. Everybody, well, they're seeing it. Those of you who are watching it, you see the Thom Abraham Show Bulldog logo there that my daughter developed, actually, which is really cool. But this one is the first one. The small one is carved out of pecan. Somebody gave me that. That's cool. This one is a bank. The big silver one, the gold color, what I don't call copper colored one is a dog, is a bank. This one here, I have to lift it up a little bit so you can see it because it's a little smaller one. It says Bo. That's my dog. That was the model for the Thom Abraham Show logo. That was my dog, Bo Cephas. And my father-in-law carved that for me. Bo Cephas, I called him Bo. This was back during the, back during the Bo Jackson days as well. You know what I mean? So he's a Bo knows this and Bo knows that. Right. Well, my dog Yeah. So my dog was a purebred bulldog. And when they're purebreds, English bulldog, he had papers. What you have to do is you have to give them, an official name to register them with the, the Kennel Club of America, the AKC, and all that. So his father's name was Sir Butch's something. So I named him Sir Butch's Bocephus because I'm a Hank Williams Jr. fan. So Bocephus, Hank Williams Jr., and then I said we'll call him Bo. So the only thing that said Bocephus was his bowl said Bocephus on it, but we called him Bo all the time, and that was his name. But his papers were Sir Butch's Bocephus, not to be confused with Betty. This was the last real dog that I had, by the way. Bo was the last real dog that I have. The dogs I have now are my wife's dog. Yeah, Betty Boop.
Real.
Oh, no, she's a wonderful dog. I love that dog. I love that little dog. I mean, I absolutely love it. But it's my wife's dog.
Yeah.
And it's not a dog. It's the size
One
of
of the
cat,
chihuahuas at my house, I almost love more than my own dog. I mean, she loves me the same way.
So Butch's Betty weighs 8.5 pounds, 9 pounds. You know what I mean? Where am I going with that? That's barely a dog. Where am I going with that? It's crazy. All right, so Grizz, speaking of baseball, we were mentioning baseball tonight on our air. We got all kinds of stuff going on our air. We got Alabama baseball on our air tonight against Georgia. That's over the air on 97.7. And then over on Talk Radio, we got the Trash Pandas opening up. Are you excited about this? I mean, I know there's a lot of work to do for it, and sometimes we're so close to the trees, we can't sit back and enjoy it and see the forest. But I am personally very excited now, 3 years into Trash Panda baseball, to now bring the Trash Pandas into the Neighbors Broadcasting family. I'm fired up for that.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's kind of something I've wanted to be a part of for quite a while. Like even if it's an extent where we're playing their games and making sure that everything's going really good behind the scenes, chatting with Josh, making sure it sounds all professional and everything like that, getting everything ready throughout the week and stuff like that to have the games and stuff. And yeah, it's really cool. I've kind of always wanted to do that with the Stars. That's why I was kind of like giddy and had a good time kind of being Homer for like a couple of games and kind of being a part of the baseball family. So it's always something that I've liked baseball and the baseball family as a whole.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And we're going to have each month, once a month, we are going to have a 97.7 ESPN The Zone, Talk Radio WZZN Day out there at the stadium, which is going to be a lot of fun as well. So we'll give you those dates as they come up. But we have one in April, and we have one each month coming up throughout the year. So I'm kind of fired up about that. But speaking of baseball, just for a moment, this Shohei Ohtani, he continues to play fast and loose with the truth, right? After hitting his first home run as a Dodger, he and the team wanted the ball back for a keepsake, obviously. He said through his interpreter that he was able to talk to the woman and get the ball back. Except the woman says that she never talked to Shohei Ohtani.
Never met him.
Never met the dude. Didn't get her picture taken with the dude with the ball. Didn't get anything. No. Didn't get that. Now, team representatives did. And later, it was clarified through the interpreter. Well, what Shohei meant was that they, not him. He didn't talk to her. Right. Here we go again with the interpreter, right? Now the new interpreter. Mm-hmm. Come on.
It was interpreted wrong.
Team representatives did meet with her. She ended up giving up the ball for 2 signed hats, a signed bat, and a signed ball. Now, she feels shortchanged because no one forced her to give up the ball, okay? And if it's me, I'm wanting to hand the ball to Ohtani myself. I want a nice picture with Ohtani, and I want to get the picture signed by Ohtani, okay? Who signed these hats and the bat and the ball? Was it all signed by Ohtani? We know that the bat was a signed Ohtani bat. So that would make us think that Ohtani signed the bat. Presumably he signed that. Okay. But did he sign the hat? Did he sign the balls? I don't know. The woman now says that she's hearing that the ball that he hit for his first home run as a Dodger is worth over $100,000. Mm-hmm. The other part of the story was that the team rep split up her and her husband and only would negotiate with her without him present. They took him away, and they said, you go over there. And they got her in a room, and they negotiated strictly with her. And they told her that the ball would not be authenticated or signed, meaning if it's not authenticated or signed, what would it be worth to her? So they kind of, you know what it sounds like? kind of bullied her a little bit. You know, if you're telling me,
bullies in the schoolyard can't stop it.
They bullied her a little bit here, Grizz.
Yeah, it was like taking your lunch money kind of feel, or it's just like if you tell, I'm going to beat you up. It was just like, come on now, like the strong arm.
What would you have wanted? What would you have asked for?
Oh, I would have kept the ball.
Just keep the ball, right?
Yeah.
Just say, you know what, I'm good.
I'm going to
keep the ball.
People know who got it. There's video evidence. It's authenticated by that video evidence.
I'm giving it back because I'm that guy. You know, I mean, it's not my. You know, he hit the ball. I don't feel like it's
okay. I'd give it back, but I got to meet him. That would be my demand.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm giving it back. I have to take a picture with him.
Yeah,
I have to take a picture with him. Me giving him the ball back. He's got to come on the show. Of course, I'm a host, but I'm taking a picture with him, and I want the picture signed personally. Okay, I want him to sign the picture, and I want the picture with him. And I'll take a secondary ball or whatever. Thanks, Shohei, or whatever, and let the interpreter sign it so that it's in English because Shohei probably can't write in English, so we'll let the interpreter sign the thing. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's get a break. We are wide open. We have got Natty Danny, the silly girl from Florida who has called before but not held. All right, so silly girl, hold. Phil the blacksmith and my cousin Vinny are all stacked up right now. You want to join in fun? You can join in the fun as well. It's the Tom Abraham Show on a Football Friday with a Final Four Fecta next on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying, Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
Did you know that Valley Equipment Rental also specializes in day and weekend rentals to homeowners? The weekend rentals is by far the best deal that they offer. If you pick up after 2 on a Friday or anytime Saturday morning, it's not due in until Monday morning before 8 a.m. for a one-day charge. For a small fee, Valley can even haul anything they carry. Valley has extremely experienced and knowledgeable staff that can help you decide what size machine you need or what type of machine you need to get your job done like a pro. They have all the big items that the contractors need for their jobs, but they also carry the small tools that can help you with your DIY project. More importantly, Valley is locally owned and operated, which means when you have an issue, you can get someone on it right away, right here in the Valley. Heck, ask for Ross Roberts, the owner, if you like. Try calling one of the big box national outlets and ask for the owner. That's if you could even get through the automation. Buy local. Buy Valley Equipment Rental. Valley Equipment Rental has 2 locations, one on the North and South Parkway. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
I'm here today with Dr. Tracy Lowry of Varicosity Vein Center. Now, how does someone suspect they have vein issues?
The most common symptoms associated with vein issues include leg heaviness, aching, and swelling, with some patients having visible veins as well. Vein issues can be easily diagnosed using ultrasound, with treatments performed as an outpatient using the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Both men and women have vein issues, though men may be more likely to ignore their symptoms when they're playing golf or walking the stadium steps. They too will benefit from correction of their vein problem. Patients can contact our clinics in Huntsville and new clinics in Madison and Coleman at 256-715-7151 or visit us at veracosityveincenter.com.
Veracity Vein Center, Alabama's premier vein center.
For the first time ever,
Roll Tide!
the Tide are rolling to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah!
It's the Crimson Tide and the Yukon Huskies, live from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
And let's get out of here and go to the Final Four.
Tune in this Saturday for this historic game. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on your home for Alabama basketball. The Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Tom Abraham Schutz, good job right there by Grizz, making sure that we're still getting our football music in on a Football Friday. I don't know what he's doing over there or how he's doing it. He's making it sound seamless. Got Mulatan over there scrambling like crazy. He's trying to get everything back up to 100%. It's good stuff. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by the good friends at TOC, the orthopedic specialists that pretty much every school in the region uses is TOC Sports. Alabama A&M and Huntsville Havoc rely on TOC as well. It doesn't have to be a sports injury. It could have been hurt at work, like Moulton underneath the table over there, hooking up the computer. You know, you're probably going to have to go to TOC, get his back fixed when he's done with that thing. But, you know, maybe you're just breaking down a little bit. TOC has the right specialists for you. They are North Alabama's largest sports medicine provider. It's TOC Sports. Stay in the game with TOC Sports. All right, let's bang these calls because we are loaded up, and we want to get your picks in. So we start with Natty Danny. Natty Danny, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thomas, I'm doing quite well. Hockey in the hockey barn tonight, everybody. Havoc.
Last game. Last regular season game. Yeah.
That's right. And then I, as well as you, had two Bulldogs, and you knew that. And the first
I had one, but yeah, you had two. I had
two.
one.
In the first one, the guy next to me is a big Bama fan, and he'd always give me a hard time. And then my dog, Blue, called him Blue. My dog is Blue, the first one. And he's in his flower beds, and you can hear him going, "Get out of there, Blue. Go Blue," like that. And I said, that's why I named the Blue. So you just said go Blue.
Wasn't one of them Maisie, too? A Maze? Yeah, so you had Maze and Blue?
Maze and Blue. Maze, that's right. So, you know, we're thinking about another dog, and I think we might call it Natty. Might do it. Now, with that said, I guess let's do this trifecta.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm glad you got one. You know, we're all been jonesing for them, so there you go.
All right, NC State gets 9.5 against Purdue.
You know what? I like Purdue. I like the big man, Edey. They're not going to stop them, and I think that they're going to cover that one. So I'll lay the wood 9.5.
It's the lock of the year. All right, Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
Okay, so here's the deal on that one. I've been fighting myself, but then I called my buddy in Texas. He lives in Bernie, Texas, a real good friend of mine. Anyway, him and I go to those Michigan games every year. I go to different away games. Now, we talked about it, and he said, Dan, there's not going to be a difference. There's not going to be a change. It's good. They're winning by 20 points. He said, it might not be 20 points, but all day, lead pipe, sure as the sun rises and sets in the west, it's going to be Connecticut. They're going to pound Alabama.
Boys in the schoolyard can't stop it.
Who wins the Natty?
Oh, Purdue. Whoa, wait a minute. You know what? I might just change my thing right now. I'm going to go Connecticut just because they won it last year. They got experience, and I think that's what's going to happen. So let's go with Connecticut to win the Natty.
And who wins the women's national championship?
Well, I'm going to go with the one that was favored to win at the beginning of the year. I'll just say South Carolina. So, let's go with that. And then my closing, Bama, you should just be grateful you made it to the Final Four. You're going to put up a real good fight, but Connecticut's just going to overpower you, man, and it's done. So, but hey, you got to the Final Four. That's cool. I see my team won a national championship in basketball. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's a good basketball school. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They've won more basketball championships in your lifetime than they have football championships in your lifetime.
And you're a football school. You're not a basketball school. So
yeah.
And your coach take that poster or whatever that is. What's it called? A game poster or something for Bama?
A-Day game poster.
Cherish that because he ain't gonna be there that long. Because
really?
Bama's people are not going to put up with losses, and if he loses, he's on the hot seat. And you
so he's lost 3 games in his last 5 years as a head football coach.
I understand that, yeah, but it's a totally different ball game. You're following the greatest of all time.
All right.
I'm telling you, Tom. I don't think you'd like to coach. Would you like to coach after Saban left?
You want to be the guy after the guy. But here's the thing: he walks into a situation where there was great talent already. He's retained most of that talent, and he's brought in some more talent. So at least he's got every opportunity to keep it going. Now he's got a really tough schedule, but he's got every opportunity to keep it going.
Well, anyway, with that said, hey, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. See you.
All right, appreciate you. All right, did she hang in there? Did the silly girl hang in there? From Florida. Let's see.
Woo!
You guys are getting a little excited. You never had a girl call a show before? All right, silly girl. Oh, he's excited because he's got the computer working, right? Is that what he's saying? Oh, is that what's going on? He's got it set up. He's got it working. So he's. All right, that's a good job. I'm glad we because I was afraid, what you blew it. So I was afraid to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they got it done. But you know why? Because Steve,
brilliant.
Yeah. So glad we got it working. All right, can I take a phone call here or not? Can I get back to doing that or? Let me get the silly girl in here from Florida. Silly girl, welcome in. How are you?
How are you, Tom?
I am fantastic. Do I know you?
No, you do not.
Are you calling from Florida?
I am. St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, St. Augustine, Florida. My daughter and her husband from San Diego on May 1st are moving to Palm Coast, which is about 20 minutes south of you in St. Augustine, Florida.
Is it the same daughter with the bulldog pictures?
No, that's not the one that did it. But she's my fourth daughter.
Okay.
So
I love
they're
Palm
moving
Coast. Great area.
How do you find the show if you're in St. Augustine? What's your connection?
The show?
Yeah.
I have a friend that listens to the show.
Up here or in Florida? Because I used to be out in Florida.
Over your way.
Okay.
That would be Grumpy.
Oh, up here. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grumpy's great. I mean, he's grumpy, but he's great. When he's not grumpy, he's great.
He can be.
Very cool. All right. So you want to get in on this trifecta? Then you'll be able to come up here and stay at the beautiful Gunnersville Lake Hotel. Now, you've been in St. Augustine forever, or are you from up here too
I'm
originally?
From Huntsville.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yes, I grew up in
You
Huntsville.
roll with the tide, or you go
I
Auburn
roll with
like
the
Grumpy?
Tide.
How could you be friends with Grumpy then?
I don't know. We've been friends since we were kids.
He's
So.
War Eagle, Yeah, okay.
I know, big time.
All right.
And I'm big time Roll Tide, so we make it work.
All right, so NC State gets 9.5 against Purdue. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with Purdue. Purdue's going to win.
It's the lock of the year. They had to cover that 9.5 though. Alabama gets 11.5 points against UConn. Was it enough or what?
Yeah.
Bama Zach, in your honor, roll tide, brother.
We got a little roll tide in there.
Right.
Who's going to win the national championship?
It's going to be Purdue.
Purdue to win it all. Okay.
Yeah.
And who's going to win the Chicks national championship?
Going to be Iowa.
Iowa.
The ladies are going to love you.
Okay, so Iowa and Caitlin Clark to get that done. All right, good, silly girl. Well, I'm glad you're listening to the show. And have we got you hooked yet? It takes about 2 weeks. It's like drinking beer. It's an acquired taste. It takes a couple of weeks to get used to it, you know? So.
Well, I picked up on the beer pretty quick when I was younger, so I think it'll take me a little less time, and I enjoy talking to you. Very nice to meet you.
I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Right.
Silly girl getting loose. Nice. Good job by her. She probably thought we were playing all them woos and everything else for her. I mean, not that we wouldn't, but I mean, it's you know. Woo! Yeah. Just saying. Phil the blacksmith is up next. Phil, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, young man?
I'm good. So you know your people over there at the at the county, they keep leaving me messages and sending me emails, and I'm sending them emails. We're going back and forth over the hydroplane show. And it seems to be we cannot connect. So we're just let them know if you talk to them that I'm trying to get with them to see what they want to do to help promote the races, but haven't been able to connect with them yet.
All right, I'll get in touch with Katie. I got to have a meeting with her anyway. So
yeah, Katie, that's who it is. I left her a message. She left me a message. I emailed her. I think she emailed me back. But yeah, we haven't been able to connect.
Yeah, I'll see if I can work something out on that. Oh, speaking of dogs, me and my dog, Miss Remy, my Australian pup, we out riding around today. So.
All right. What's it called, Miss Remy?
Remy, yeah, Remy.
Remy. What kind of dog is that?
She's an Australian Shepherd.
Wow. Okay. Very cool.
Smarter than I am.
Does she bark with an Australian accent? Does she got like a little accent when she barks? No.
You know, she hardly ever barks. That's what I love about her.
That's good. That's a good thing. Well, mine used to bark a lot, and then we got her a bark collar, and now I give her a little every time when she barks. So she's learning not to bark. In fact, she doesn't even. All she has to do now. I'm not shocking her. I just vibrate the thing, a little bit, and very low. I'd vibrate it on 2 to kind of train her because she was yapping too much, and so we don't use the shock part. We just use the vibrate part, and now it's funny. And it's just a little collar, but it's funny whenever she sees me grab the remote. Like if I got the remote, she just stops. She just stops. Like she freezes. She knows she doesn't. She doesn't even. I don't even have to zap her. I just show her the remote, a little pink remote, and she knows what. She better shut up. But
Remy, the only time she really barks is when I turn the horses out because she thinks she's herding them out into the pasture. Yeah. So
I hear you.
So,
all right,
let me get on that pigs there.
NC State gets 9.5 against Purdue.
I'm going to go with NC State. Purdue might win it, but I think NC State and that big boy is going to make it a game for them.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
UConn.
Bullies in the schoolyard. Can't stop it.
Who wins the Natty?
UConn.
Who wins the women's Natty?
UConn.
All right, we got you in.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man, thanks. Grizz, I don't think you can see this one based on the way it is showing up on the YouTube. This one is really cool. This might be my favorite one. This is carved out of pecan. You can't really tell.
I like stuff
it's
like that.
really cool.
Like wood sculptures, yeah.
Yeah, it's carved out of this pecan wood,
not sculptures
type
carvings.
thing, and it's they did a really good job with that. And I like this one because my father-in-law made it for me before he died. So, my cousin Vinny is up. Vincenzo, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, Tom. How are you?
I couldn't be any better if I were two of me.
Well, if there were two of you, we'd all be in big trouble, wouldn't we?
Well, maybe I would be hosting the next 2 hours after me too. You never know. And then you know,
Yeah, you could be doing overnights at the Rat Station too.
I could do overnight. Yeah, I could go over and do. I could do a shift over there on Talk Radio.
Perfect. Yeah. Hey, real quick, you were talking yesterday about getting in a big brawl, playing hockey, and then sitting in the penalty box while everyone went at it with the guys that you were in a fight with laughing. You said there's a mutual respect amongst hockey players, and nothing shows that more than the Stanley Cup playoffs, which are coming up soon. After a 7-game series, these guys beat each other for 7 games or 4 games or whatever it is, and at the end they shake hands, line up, and that's a very sincere handshake. And
it's one of the classiest. It's one of the classiest things in all of sport. I'm going to have to do a bit about sports traditions, around that time. But one of the classiest things in all of sport is the handshake line after every Stanley Cup series, playoff series. And, yeah, you beat on each other for 6 or 7 games. You're scrapping whatever, and then you get in line and everybody shakes hands. I will say this. We shook hands like that. We had a handshake line after every college hockey game that I played in when I played in college. And I got in a fight in the hockey line once. It only happened once. But it was Gannon University in Erie, Pennsylvania. We were playing at the Erie Fieldhouse, and there was this kid that was just such a punk, and we were in the handshake line, and he shook my hand, and he kind of made some kind of real smart ass comment or whatever, and I squeezed him hard. I kind of pulled him into me, so he shoved me, and I shoved him, and we got into a little bit of a tussle right there in the handshake line, but it was just a small one. It was just a little tussle. Then get this. They had to go through our locker room to get to the showers. So they had to go through our locker room to get to the showers. It was at the Erie County Fieldhouse in Erie, Pennsylvania. And he comes through. He's got nothing but a towel on. I'm sitting on the bench, unlacing my skates and things like that. He comes through. And he shakes my hand as he's going through, holding the towel with one hand. I said, don't, make sure you hold on to that towel now. And he shook my hand and he said, I didn't mean to get like that. And that wasn't right for me to do that in the handshake line. I respect you. And I said, no problem. And I get it. And that was the end of it.
But as far as great traditions, when you have a great tradition show, that's my vote is number one. The handshake line at the end of the Stanley Cup series.
It's amazing. It is great. Yeah.
It sure is.
Are you ready to get in?
I need to win a golf trip or an overnight golf place or whatever. Let's go.
Overnight. It's not a golf place, but it's the Guntersville State Park, and they have a beautiful golf course up there, Eagles Nest. All right, so NC State gets 9.5 against Purdue.
NC State.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
Boy, that's a lot of points, isn't it? I'll take Bama.
So I'm going to watch it on TV.
Oh, I guess he's not going to the game. Thought maybe he'd, go out there. Who's going to win the national championship?
Alabama. Why not, huh?
Wow.
Why not?
Bama to win it all. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't that be something in the year that Michigan wins? You could be Natty Vinny. We'll change your name to Natty Vinny if Alabama wins.
What time is the Michigan game anyway?
Yeah, they're you know what they're going to be doing.
So I'm going to watch it on TV.
They're watching it on TV too.
All right, go ahead.
Who's going to win the women's side?
South Carolina.
The ladies are going to love you.
All right, we got you in.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, everybody.
So, Grizz, I get third man in against Syracuse University. We're playing Syracuse University in Syracuse at the Syracuse War Memorial, and a scrap breaks out with like 8 seconds left in the game. And so I jump in to just kind of protect my guy. And I jump in there and I grab my guy and I'm kind of pulling him off my guy. And the referee hits me, throws me out of the game, automatic ejection for third man in. I'm like, come on. I mean, there's like 5 seconds to go in the game. And you're going to throw me. All I'm doing is pulling my guy off of this other guy. So then the next game we're playing 3 nights later, we're playing it at St. Bonaventure on an Indian reservation against St. Bonaventure. I mean, you got to be kidding me, right? And the guy, I'm in warm-up, pre-skate warm-up, and the referee comes over and he says, number 4. He says, you're suspended for this game. I go, what are you talking about? He says, you got in a fight in the last league game. If you get a fight in a league game, you're just automatic 1-game suspension. I skate over to the bench to our coach. Yeah, our coach was like 26 years old. You know, I'm 20 at the time. Skate over to him, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It's like a Friday night. We drove this ratty-ass bus all the way down to St. Bonaventure, 3.5-hour drive onto an Indian reservation. It's Friday night. I could be on campus. I could be, partying, having a good time, seeing my girlfriend. And I'm like, why did you make me come if you knew I was suspended? He says, you need to be here on the bench supporting your team.
Gotta be your team.
He could have told me I was suspended.
Nah.
Jeez.
It's coach way. It's coach talk. Coach speak.
Yeah. Bama Big Rick. Well, they all come out on Football Friday, don't they? Bama Big Rick, welcome in. How are you?
Welcome, Thom. What's going on?
You are.
Ready for the pick?
All right, so let's start with North Carolina State getting 9.5 against Purdue.
Give me 9.5.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Like the big guy. I'm going to take the big guy there. All right, the other big guy, the Wolfpack big guy. Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
I got the Tide.
Roll Tide.
That's our Avery Johnson Roll Tide.
Give me the top world, baby.
Who's going to win the national championship?
Come on, Thom. It's the Tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
All right. And who's going to win on the women's side?
South Carolina. They're going to play UConn.
I'll find a girl that will do what I want.
Okay, South Carolina. All right, you got it, man. I appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Of course, Bama Big Rick is going to take. Is it Bama Big Rick? Or, yes, we had this question before.
Yeah, we've done it so many times, and I kept saying it wrong. I call him Big Rig.
So it's not Big Rig, because there was a guy that we had that was Big Rig something. I thought he was Big Rig Bama or something like that.
No, it was Bama Big. Yeah, I keep saying it the wrong way, I believe. So.
No, there was a different guy, though, that I had years ago that was
years
big,
ago,
that went by Big Rig. Yeah, it was before you. Speaking of before you, by the way, our next caller.
I'm going to kick you right in the groin, Mike.
Smokey Mike. Smokey Mike! He's so fired up about the, what is it there, WrestleMania this weekend. Smokey Mike, welcome in. How are you?
Well, you were right, Big Dog. I am fired up about WrestleMania, and especially with the way The Rock has become Final Boss Rock, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean,
what's he become? Final what? He's
Final
what?
Boss Rock.
Final Boss Rock?
Yeah.
What's that mean? Final Boss
He's the
Rock?
final boss. He's ultimate heel now. Like, he's back to the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, really?
Type rock. Yeah.
By the way, you can bet on the big match between the big tag team match between Roman Reigns and The Rock taking on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns and The Rock are minus 700. You got to bet you got to bet 700 on The Rock and Roman Reigns to win 100. They are 1-7 to win. There is no way they're not going to win that thing. They opened at minus 500, and now they're minus 700. The only way it goes the other way is some kind of crazy disqualification or the referee gets knocked out or something stupid like that.
Oh, I'm not going to say anything about what I think is going to happen, but it's going to be a glorious WrestleMania weekend. And then follow it, we got the Masters rolling up. So this is besides football season, this is my favorite time of year.
So I don't understand. When is Cody Rhodes and the Roman Reigns wrestling? Are they doing it the
Sunday night,
next night?
Night 2 of WrestleMania.
So they're going to go back-to-back nights, and that's when Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins is going to. And now is The Rock hanging for both nights, or is he just going to be at the one night?
He's going to hang for both nights. He'll be on Sunday. He'll be taken care of Sunday night because of the whole stipulation of the tag match. We'll see Rock both nights, and we might see many other surprises Sunday night that might get the old nostalgia for you feeling like get you the juices flowing and all that stuff. If you know what I mean.
So is it Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, they do a 2-night event now for WrestleMania.
Okay, I didn't know if it was Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday, Monday. All right, so I have Peacock. So if I have regular Peacock, this isn't a pay-per-view type thing. I have the Peacock
you
network.
Can watch it on Peacock.
I can watch WrestleMania on Peacock.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
When is the Roman Reigns and The Rock? Is that Saturday night?
That'll be tomorrow night. Yes, that'll be the main event for tomorrow night.
That'd be late, right? I won't have to, because I got to watch the Bama basketball game. I mean, the Bama basketball game.
Right, and I mean, the other thing, too, is that you could go back and, like, if you need to rewind a little bit, it's got a little DVR set up to where you go back to it. But this whole Rock Cody Rhodes setup is like an old school Dusty Rhodes type of feud, and it's fantastic.
I'll tell you a dirty little secret. I was watching. I watched Ric Flair and Roddy Piper last night. I watched that match where Ric Flair, where the referee gets knocked out and Flair puts his feet up on the ring and pins Roddy Piper, which should have never happened. All right, let me get your picks. I'm way over time for a break. I didn't even realize it. All right, so you got the NC State plus 9.5 against Purdue.
Well, this all depends if DJ Burns gets 3 fouls in 5 minutes, but I think the refs are going to do the same thing, so give me Purdue.
It's the lock of the year! That kid gets a lot of that. Burns will be fouled out like with
don't get me started on that.
6 minutes to go in the first half. Burns will be fouled out of that thing. Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
Oh, just because of the arena setting, I got to go UConn. Yeah.
Bullies in the schoolyard can't stop it.
Who's going to win the Natty?
I'm going to go UConn.
Who's going to win the women's Natty?
Carolina.
You play ball like a girl.
All right, we got you in.
All right, thanks, big dog. I'll talk to you Wednesday.
All right, thanks. All right, get a break in here. We'll come back and wrap up hour number 1, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness. But money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and Twitch. Just search 97.7 ESPN. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Spinning this sucker right around here. Why does it say that the Yankees and the Blue Jays are playing right now? The heck, Grizz? Why did you tell me the Yankees were playing a day game today?
My mind has not been on baseball at the moment. I mean, it is for tonight, but not at this moment.
I didn't realize that they were playing already. Oh, goodness gracious almighty. All right. Hour number 1 is in the hopper. At least there's no score. Bottom 3. Aaron Judge up. Looks cold there. Like it's going to be on the lake tomorrow morning. 34 degrees tomorrow morning on the lake.
Yeah.
I'm still, you know what? I'm still going. I don't know where I'm going. I was going to say I'm still going to my fire spot, but I have a reason why I might not do that. All right, hour number 1 is in the hopper. We come back. Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer setting up Auburn A-Day for us. And then open lines the rest of the way after that on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
If you enjoy 97.7 ESPN The Zone for all the best in sports talk, you'll love Talk Radio WZZN on 97.7 HD2. Don't have an HD radio? No worries. Download the app by searching for Talk Radio WZZN on your phone or visit the website at Talk Radio WZZN. Talk Radio WZZN features the best in talk from Fox News Radio during the day, plus Bill O'Reilly and his No Spin News at 6. Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Orthopedics. You're thinking bones, muscles, and joints, right? Well, what else comes to mind? Maybe your spine, therapy, or an arm cast? What about sports medicine? What do you think about when you hear that? Are you thinking about the largest orthopedic group in the state, caring for the most student athletes in North Alabama? Or about the fact that they are teamed up with the state's largest hospital-based sports medicine program to provide care to more schools in North Alabama than any other group? If you are, you have TOC Sports and Huntsville Hospital Sports Center on the brain. If you're not, you should, because Huntsville Hospital Sports Center and TOC Sports have partnered for more than 2 decades to establish a state-of-the-art team of certified athletic trainers and orthopedic specialists who successfully continue to meet and exceed the sports medicine needs of schools, athletes, coaches, and parents in our community. Committing to kids, committing to community, committing to care. That's Huntsville Hospital Sports Center and TOC Sports.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
T-minus 3, 2, 1, Trash Panda Nation, ignite the fun, let's rock it.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back. The 2024 season blast off Tuesday, April 9th with a fireworks extravaganza at Toyota Field. But the opening week celebration does not end there. Promotions include a Ben Joyce bobblehead giveaway on Wednesday, a home plate welcome mat giveaway on Thursday, and more fireworks on Friday and Saturday. Reserve your seats for opening week by visiting tptix.com.
Let's rock it.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, expect a mostly clear sky. Low temperatures going to be falling back into the upper 30s for the overnight. Heading into the first half of the weekend, we'll continue to see plenty of sunshine. High temperatures a little warmer for your Saturday afternoon. We'll top out in the low 60s. Saturday night will be quiet, mostly clear. Low temperatures falling into the lower 40s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN. The
College football.
The ball is caught. It is a touchdown.
Major League Baseball.
That ball is gone. A home run.
This is your place for complete sports coverage all year long. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The opinions of Thom Abraham are not necessarily the opinions of the radio station or anybody associated with the radio station or ownership. These are strictly his own opinions, and sometimes they're not even his opinions.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. Yes, it's a football Friday in the doghouse, but yes, we have a Friday trifecta in play for you. We have a tremendous prize for you. It's the Final Four Fecta, and we have got for you a cliffside room and an overnight stay at Guntersville State Park plus a $30 voucher to the Pinecrest Room. It's a $190 value. We sold this on deals this morning, and it sold out in less than a minute. We had 30 of those deals, and they sold out in less than a minute. So I'm going to give you the chance to win one today with this future Fecta. So we have NC State getting 9.5 against Purdue and Alabama getting 11.5 against UConn. Then you got to give me the winner of it all. And the tiebreaker is give me the winner of the women's Final Four, Iowa, UConn, NC State, or South Carolina. So we'll get back to those calls here in a little bit. But it is Football Friday, and there is football going on the Plains tomorrow. And it'll be Auburn with their A-Day game, and already spring ball over for the Auburn Tigers. And Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer, all things Auburn, joins us right here on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Ferg, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Tom?
I am fantastic. Boy, that went by fast, didn't it? It's like, wait a minute, spring ball's over already. That's nuts.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, when you're in a job like me and you're spending a good chunk of spring practice on the road with the basketball team, it does go by really quickly. But, we've had pretty good last couple of weeks, getting a lot of access, a lot of interviews. We got to watch pretty much all practice on Tuesday, which was really nice. And, looking forward to seeing what Auburn showcases tomorrow in the 8A game. Should be some pretty good weather. It'll be a little cooler, but last
football
year
weather.
The rain was just so terrible, and they weren't able to do much of anything. So it should be a lot better tomorrow.
Yeah, they weren't able to even get it the whole thing in, but it'll be football weather. It'll feel like football weather tomorrow when they're out there, but it's going to be brilliant sunshine. At least it should be. You think that either team will be wearing those blue breeches that they wear in practice? Because I got to be honest with you, I'm a traditionalist. I go way back as a traditionalist. That would be a good-looking pant. I got to say right now, man, Auburn would look really good, with those blue breeches with white over blue. I think would look kind of cool. But I wonder if they'll be wearing those tomorrow, or are they just shorts?
They usually just stick to kind of the traditional looks for the 8A game, but you might see something a little different like that. Yeah, the blue pants I think would be a really interesting kind of switch up. Wouldn't be too off the rails. And there's been a lot of attention this week at Auburn about apparel because of what John Cohen said about the Under Armour contract, and Auburn trying to get some things sorted out there, potentially switching to Nike. So it's a lot of attention being placed on the uniforms here this week.
Yeah, the Under Armour makes a better uniform than Nike. Nike has a tendency to screw up everybody's uniform. So, although Alabama's are nice and they've got Nike, so I think the university can dictate, hey, don't jerk around with this here too much. Yep. Auburn's big thing, lately has been with the face masks. You get the white face mask game, then sometimes you get an orange face mask, and I'm old enough to remember back in the day, you've probably seen it in video, but back in the day, in the Bo Jackson era in the 80s and so on, there would be games where there would be guys out there, some had blue face masks, some had orange face masks. They were like mismatched. Some of the whatever face mask you had for the season. That was it.
Yeah, no, it is kind of, I think the Auburn football, the tweaks they had with the different face mask colors. I think over the last few years, that's a really cool thing that they've been able to do. And yeah, I mean, Auburn's got a traditional look. You love the white on blue on white or the all whites. The stripes are always, it's just clean.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I don't think if Auburn switched up apparel or anything like that, I don't think they would change too much. But you can do little tweaks like that, and they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. They've done them over the years.
They went through that period where they had the shadow box look. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That was not a good look. That was a bad look. And those
Very
teams were not
very
great
90s.
either. So, very. It was very 90s. What is the format for tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's going to be very similar to last season. They're going to play 4 10-minute quarters, and it's going to be offense versus defense. Defense starts with a 27-0 lead. Offense has got to catch them within the time period. If the defense gets a pick six or a scoop and score or something like that, that obviously goes to their score. So it's just a matter of like, hey, in this amount of time, let's see if the offense can put up that many points. Defense is going to try to keep them out. And I think it really, I think it's a good format when you're trying to do a spring game, when you're not trying to figure out like who's on what team and when they swap around and stuff like that. And it also fits in with what this spring has kind of been like for Auburn. You come out of a practice or a scrimmage, you say, hey, the offense had a good day, or the defense, kind of battled back today. And it's gone back and forth. When we watched practice earlier this week, really good 11-on-11 competition. Just a lot of energy and a lot of, you just saw a lot of, like I said, it's a really good competition between both sides of the ball here for spring. So I think a format that kind of, highlights that kind of back and forth nature, I think it's going to be a pretty good one. And, I think it would have been a really good format last season if they'd have gotten to finish it. Obviously they didn't. So you're going to, you get to see that again tomorrow.
It's an interesting number that they're putting on the board, 27. I mean, I think that there would be, I don't know if that tells us anything about what the expectations are, that the offense should be able to score at least 27 points. And if they do, they should win most games that they score 27 or 28 points or more. Defensively, you would think the defense would be like, are you kidding me? 27? That's put 13 on the board. Let's see them beat us now. If they could do that. And the defense has a little advantage here because of the fact that there'll be no live tackling on the quarterback. So you don't have to worry about Peyton Thorne taking off on a 70-yard run or one of the young quarterbacks doing something like that, because if they get out of the pocket, they're going to blow the whistle. So that's a little advantage for the defense to try and keep the offense in check.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You get a quick whistle on that. Guys aren't going to want to, go too far. And a lot of times in the second halves of these spring games, you start rotating a lot of kids in. You start going around the clock a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how kind of competitive they make it, down the stretch. But, yeah, I like the format a lot because I think it's a good number. Hey, if the offense scores 4 touchdowns, in 4 10-minute quarters, that's a good day for them. The defense hold them under that. It's a really good day for the defense. So I think it's just a pretty balanced way to kind of look at things. I think that's if you're going to have to scrimmage somehow, I think that's a cool way to do it.
It's been a really good spring, it seems like, for Peyton Thorne. I mean, he seems to be totally relaxed now, and any of the newness and everything is worn off, and now he's into a comfort zone. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I think the big thing with Peyton Thorne has been just the familiarity. He didn't go through spring ball last year, and I think you're looking at him as a guy that, especially when compared to the other quarterbacks, they've had their moments. The younger guys have had their moments, and I think they think there's some real talent there. But it just feels different and looks different when Peyton Thorne's on the field at quarterback, and it should. I mean, this is a guy who's deep into his college football career. Went through the whole season last year as a starter, and I think that familiarity has been big. They've been trying to kind of streamline everything with him. Feels like he's more comfortable. And then on top of that, I think he got some better talent around him. You talk about a running back room that returns everybody, offensive line that they feel like can take a step forward this season. Whole tight end room's back from last year, and they've added a couple pieces there. And then your wide receivers, it helps to have a guy like Cam Coleman out there, making the plays that he is. Robert Lewis, the transfer from Georgia State's had a really good spring. They've had some injuries out wide, but a lot of guys have been able to kind of step up around them. And so I think you're just, greater talent level around them. Comfort levels definitely increased. The familiarity's there. We'll see if this translates to anything significant in the fall. But, he came in with the perceived lead in the quarterback battle, and he's going to exit spring with the lead in the quarterback battle. I think it's just the experience and familiarity starting to pay off for him. He looks a lot more comfortable.
There's always that quarterback that is a second or third teamer that gets the fan base all fired up, and people are like, hey, man, have you seen this guy? I mean, did you see what he did? So who is going to do that? Who's going to surprise? Are people going to be happy when they see Hank Brown out there, the kid from Nashville, or is it going to be Holden Gerner, who's been around for a minute now? I think he's in his third year on campus. Who do you think is going to be one of the guys, or another position as well, whether it's a running back or a receiver, somebody that's going to have the fan base kind of fired up and saying that, hey, we kind of like this guy?
I think it's going to. You mentioned the two quarterbacks. I'll mention the third quarterback there is Walker White. Walker White is a guy that he's getting used to playing college football. He's having to learn a lot on the fly, and you can tell he's just very new to everything when he's out there. But he's got great arm strength. Ball kind of pops out of his hand. Great runner. He's a very, very good runner. I know they'll have a quick whistle out there on him, but he seems like a guy who is built to run this type of offense. You talk about the RPOs, you talk about being able to throw on the run, do a lot of things out of the spread. Walker White's got that to him. I wouldn't be surprised at all when he gets some opportunities tomorrow that he kind of flashes some things, just because I think, in a scrimmage setting where everything's kind of, real laid out for you, I think he can kind of turn it loose and, have some fun. He might not be ready right now to be a starting quarterback in the SEC, but he's a talented kid and he's learning a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of popped out there tomorrow and made some plays, because he's got a lot of athleticism and he's got a really good arm. I think that's the thing. They look at him as the quarterback of the future, and I think Auburn fans will be very excited to watch him, for the first time. And then, it's going to be easy to say Cam Coleman, obviously a wide receiver, just because he's had a phenomenal spring and he's just been the guy from the very beginning as a true freshman. But I'll look at the other true freshman wide receiver they picked up that's on campus right now, and Bryce Kane out of Mobile. He can fly. I mean, his speed's kind of different than a lot of other dudes, and I wouldn't be shocked if you saw him catch something a little screen, or maybe they let him kind of try to take the top off the defense, because he's just blazing fast. And so I think those freshman wide receivers, people are going to be really excited to see those guys. And there's a number of defensive guys as well, true freshmen: Morris Williams, Demonte Waller, Joe Phillips, DeMarcus Riddick. Plenty of guys on that side of the ball. I think tomorrow is a day that Auburn's even kind of promoting a little bit as a way to showcase the true freshman class. And there's a lot of those early enrollees that I think have talent to kind of play right away.
Are there veterans that are not playing at all? I don't know, Jacquez Hunter or some of these other types of guys that they probably don't need to see too much from. Are there any guys like that just will not be in the game?
Yeah, the only one I know for sure who won't be kicking or won't be playing tomorrow is the kicker, is Alex McPherson. He suffered an injury, a hamstring injury, late last season, played through it, but hadn't really done a whole lot in the spring just to get him, kind of fully healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some guys on pitch counts, so to speak. Jarquez Hunter is a very obvious example there. I look at Jalen McLeod. We have kind of seen him at practice, not being out there as much with the first team, and letting some of those young guys get experience, because they just want to keep him healthy. He got off to a slow start last year because he was hurt, and he's such a key piece to the team. So I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like McLeod would be that. Maybe you don't put a ton on Eugene Asante and Austin Keys at inside linebacker just because you know what you got in them. But you might see some limitations there, but I do think they want to kind of get everybody out there and on the field and let them do some things tomorrow.
Justin Ferguson with us from the Auburn Observer. 8-8 is tomorrow at Auburn. Going to be a very active day on campus as well. All right. Well, it gives us an interesting way to look at this thing. Back to the quarterback situation for a second. Does Walker White have a legit shot at QB2? I mean, if we're looking at that battle for QB2, is he in a legitimate opportunity there, or is that Gerner, or what are we looking at?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you got 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now. I'd be surprised if all 4 of them were here in the fall, just because, some guys might see it as an opportunity, like, hey, I don't want to be QB4 here, and, might go on somewhere else. But, I think Walker White's got a shot for sure. I think he's got to do a lot of catching up in terms of, like, knowing the playbook and knowing the system. But in terms of talent, I think he's definitely got that. got that ability. Auburn has really kind of stressed that, like, hey, we haven't made any decisions yet on who's where in the pecking order. We know Peyton's the leader right now. Peyton Thorne's the leader right now, but we don't want to sit here and say that, it's a certain pecking order. They're going to want to kind of get that taken care of in the fall. So I think if Walker White, has a good summer and comes out firing there in the fall, I think he's definitely got an opportunity to play, to be that that QB2 this season. Because I think it wouldn't surprise me at all because of how talented he is. That if Auburn ran with Peyton Thorne as the starter this year at quarterback, and then maybe found ways to get Walker White some experience, and then let him kind of turn it loose and be the guy next season, that wouldn't surprise me at all. And obviously Holton Garner and Hank Brown have that shot as well. But I just this is a guy in Walker White. This is just a guy that I think is just a really good fit for what they want to do on offense.
Justin Ferguson with us, Auburn Observer. All right, busy day on campus. You got Auburn playing Tennessee in baseball as well, and they'll be playing on 3:30 or so. So you can hang around, go over to the ball game, take that in. I guess they probably are not having a watch party though for the Alabama UConn game later on. My guess is that's not happening, right? I mean, Bruce Pearl says he can't even pull for him. We remember Bruce Pearl before he got to Auburn, and on ESPN dropping a very distinct Roll Tide, back in the day. We've played that a few times this week. He did say that, but then he became the Auburn coach. He says, I can pull for the SEC, but I can't pull for Alabama. It'll be interesting. I wonder if any Auburn fan can squeeze it all for Alabama on the basis of the SEC, or if they're just going to pull for Carolina on the women's side and get their SEC Jones off that way, but they can't pull for Alabama.
Yeah, no, I don't see very many Auburn fans cheering for Alabama. You talk about SEC, but I mean it's the rivalry, and I think Auburn fans. Yeah. You come out of this year and you've seen a ton of success from Nate Oates and this Alabama basketball program in the last several years, and they've really, it's been a good back and forth between them and Auburn. But Auburn had we've been to the Final Four. They've been able to hold that over Alabama fans' heads. Yeah. Not anymore. Bama's in the Final Four. So yeah, I think some Auburn fans are going to be a little frustrated with that. So I think you're going to see a lot of folks wanting to see UConn kind of do what UConn's done all tournament long, which is just take care of business. But I watching Alabama the way they've been playing. I thought they were kind of cooked a little bit at the end of the year just with the way they struggled down the stretch. But they're playing better defense, and they obviously can hit from anywhere on the floor. So they'll give UConn a heck of a game tomorrow night, I know.
The A game tomorrow, 8-day game tomorrow, it's free for the students, but it's $10 general admission ahead of time and $12 tomorrow at the game. How long have they been charging for admissions for A-Day, and what are they doing with the money? Is this a specific thing that they're doing, the reason that they're charging? Because that's not a $5 bill. I mean, it's $12.
Yeah, no, they have been charging for A-Day ever since I've been around on the beat that I can remember. And the first few A-Day games I covered were pretty big ones. Like the final roll of the original Timber's Corner was a huge one in 14, and 13 had a lot of people at it as well. 15 had a lot of hype. But yeah, they've been charging ever since I can remember, and I think that Auburn's just keeping pocketing that money, for the athletic department. I know Hugh Freeze has gone out and said, "Hey, I want to play another team in the spring game." That's something he would like to do. That. He's been kind of banging that drum for a while, and one of his aspects of it is says, "Hey, let's get together and sell tickets and then give that money to charity." So I don't think that's what's going on right now, but I do know that that idea has been floated out there by at least Hugh Freeze and trying to change up what spring games are.
Always a pleasure. Justin Ferguson has been our guest. Ferg, I appreciate you so much. Great work. Everything you need to know about Auburn is at the Auburn Observer. Go there, sign up, and your inbox will be loaded with great stories covering the Auburn Tigers. Ferg, I appreciate you, man. Have a good time tomorrow.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I got to be honest. When Auburn played Oregon for the national championship, Grizz. I mean, I wasn't sitting in the Barker Lounger yelling, War Eagle or anything, but I was pulling for Auburn. I wanted the SEC to win the national championship. I did not want Oregon to be the national champion. I mean, it was just, I was quietly sitting there. I was like, Dyer's not down. He's not down. He's keep running. Keep running. You're good. Keep running.
Animosity towards Oregon. You just like the SEC
go ahead,
love. Yeah, I get it.
Right. Make this field goal. Just go ahead and kick this field goal. Let's get out of here. Take that 19-16 or whatever it was. I did not actively, I wasn't cheering, but I did not, I wanted Auburn to win. That's the best way to say it. I wanted Auburn to win. In fact, when bowl season happens, I want the SEC to go 10-0, 9-0. I want every SEC team to win
every year,
their bowl game.
They did the basketball challenges and stuff like that. Every year that they did that stuff, I want the SEC to win every single time. It's like I don't want to see, the Big Ten or whatever it is, whoever they're playing. I don't want to see them win. I want to see the SEC do better for sure.
I hate when the rest of the country says, "Oh, the SEC's overrated. Oh, the SEC. Oh, look what happened when they played in the bowl game. They got whacked." No.
Well, it's like
the SEC to win at everything.
It's like basketball. It's like you've had. I mean, Auburn make it to the Final Four. Alabama make it to the Final Four now. Tennessee won the regular season. Stuff like that. It's just, it's crazy to think. It's like, how bad the SEC might have been, but it made it so competitive. It's like baseball. It's like every year. It's like it seems like there's always 5 teams in the SEC that could win the national championship. Ole Miss came out of nowhere and won the national championship that one year. So it just seems like there's all that competition and makes you better, obviously.
All right, so the question on the table is there any Auburn fan out there that wants to see Alabama upset UConn? Or do you want UConn to destroy Alabama? All right, so that's it. So for Auburn fan listening to the show, you Auburn fans, will you do you want to see Alabama beat UConn? I'm not saying pull for them. I'm not saying you got to be yelling Roll Tide. But are you pulling for them at all? Do you want Alabama to beat UConn? Do you want the SEC in the national championship game? So if you want to answer that question, you could. You want to get in on the Friday Trifecta, you can. 256-576-4977. When we return, Sam Kahn went ahead and said, okay, I'll play your game. I'll play your Super League game, and we'll go ahead and break everybody up into their conferences. What would it look like? And who would have been in the 16-team playoff? We'll tell you that next on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, expect a mostly clear sky. Low temperatures going to be falling back into the upper 30s for the overnight. Heading into the first half of the weekend, we'll continue to see plenty of sunshine. High temperatures a little warmer for your Saturday afternoon. We'll top out in the low 60s. Saturday night will be quiet, mostly clear. Low temperatures falling into the lower 40s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN.
Our steady diet consists of food and football, and occasionally some baseball and hoops.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Admit, Chris, you did a great job running the station off the cuff while we were getting that computer fixed and so on. But it does sound a lot cleaner with it. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the mother controller.
It does. I'm using it. I was doing it from 2 different sources. This morning it was using it from the newer computer, which I didn't have the volume turned up all the way, and so it sounded a little probably low. So yeah, it doesn't sound as clear and as loud. Yeah.
So to peel the curtain back, just so you guys understand, radio station has a brain, all right? So it has this brain that runs the whole station, everything. All the commercials play automatically and everything. We don't have somebody in a radio station, 24/7, 365. So the radio station runs out of this mother computer, if you will. It's 2 computers really, and it runs everything. So one of the 2 computers that are used to run that thing failed. The drive on the computer failed. And so we're able to pull in our programming from various sources manually, and then we have to kind of build the breaks manually and then pull stuff in everything is done manually during the time that the brain of the radio station was down. And so now it's back, and we're excited about it. It was down for 2 days. I mean, that was scary, because those brains are very, very expensive, extremely expensive. And but it turned out that it was just a failed board, and we were able to get that fixed and at a reasonable cost and keep on keeping on. So we're very happy about that. All right, phone lines are open, 256-576-4977. Text window is 732-982-7469. A number of you have been using that for various things. Remember, you call the call-in line and you text the text line. I got a couple of calls that have come in at the text line. You got to text the text line and you call. If you want to get on the air with me, it's 256-576-4977. 97.7. And we do have a Final Four fecta for you today. NC State plus 9.5 against Purdue. Alabama plus 11.5 against UConn. Then I want the winner of it all, and in the tiebreaker, I want the winner of the women's Final Four. That would be Iowa, UConn, NC State, or South Carolina. You just give me one. And your prize for hitting this thing, and if we have multiple winners that hit all four elements, we'll do a drawing for it out of you guys. But your prize for winning this thing is a overnight stay at Guntersville State Park at a cliffside room overlooking beautiful Guntersville Lake. And we're going to throw in a $30 voucher to the Pinecrest room. So it's a $190 value, and you can win it just by getting this thing right. So we'll take your phone calls now. We start with Harry, who is an Auburn fan. Harry, welcome to the show. How are you?
War Eagle, Tom. How are you today?
Roll Tide. Good.
Hey, Tom, I think you nailed it. We got to put the partisanship aside and pull for the SEC. Alabama fought through to get to the SEC, fought through the SEC season, got hot in the tournament. They're in the Final Four. Hope they make it all the way. I mean, I'm going to cheer for them. I'm not going to give any Roll Tides or anything, but it just adds luster to the conference to have a national championship in a major men's sport or a women's sport, whatever sport. Anytime the SEC is playing, you shouldn't be laying down against the team and cheer for them, because it brings prominence and brings the quality of the SEC to the forefront. And I think Alabama's, everybody's talking about that Connecticut has a Goliath of a team this year. They're going to play that ball game on the floor, and that's when it's going to be decided. And Alabama's in that game. I believe Alabama can take it all the way, and I believe the South Carolina women are also going to run the table and take it out, and it adds credence to the quality of play in the SEC across the board in all sports.
There are a number of people, though, that they do not want. They want Tennessee to lose every game. They want Auburn to lose every game, or whatever. Whoever the rival is, they don't care about that. They only care about their team, and they don't care about the SEC. And I'm not one of those people. I pull for the league when my team is not in it. Obviously, I pull for my team all the time, but I want the league to show out. And that's good for my show, too, because I'm in the SEC country.
Absolutely. But, again, I think the brand, the Southeastern Conference, is what's playing, and we need to put those rivalries aside and try to make sure, particularly in the markets that we're dealing in now with all these realignments and everything, the SEC under Sankey is doing very well, and he's holding the conference together very well. But we need to make sure that the prominence of the SEC is perpetuated year in and year out, and it maintains a high level of quality of play across the board, whether it's a women's equestrian, women's gymnastics, softball, women's basketball, baseball, football, any sport. That it's bringing revenue in there, and it's making a quality program across the conference. And that's what we need to be cheering when we get it. When your team's out, you need to be making sure that the SEC is well represented in those championship plays.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to get in on this trifecta?
If you hadn't, by the tone of my voice, if you hadn't figured it out, I'm in. But I'm in for it. Alabama over Connecticut, and South Carolina women taking it all the way, and then the Purdue.
What about NC State getting 9.5 against Purdue?
And I'm gonna take NC State on that one.
All right, and then who's going to win the national championship on the men's side?
Alabama.
Ooh, he's taking Bama all the way. All right, Harry, we got you in, man. I appreciate you.
Tom, I hope you're fishing tomorrow, and hope you stay warm. Good luck.
All right, thank you. Yes, I am fishing tomorrow. No doubt about it. I am fishing tomorrow. I keep vacillating back. I'm boat 69. It's a 200-boat tournament. I'm boat 69, and I keep thinking – it's not a bad number to have. I'm boat 69, third flight. The starting spot I wanted to start at is 15 miles down the lake, and I'm prepared to make that run. But now I'm afraid I don't have a lot of other spots down at that particular spot. So now I'm afraid, what if I go all the way down there if I make that commitment at 35-degree weather to run 60 miles an hour down there, 2 motorcycle helmets, one for me and one for my son to be in the passenger seat. But what if I get down there and somebody else is in my spot? Now I'm screwed. Now I'm all the way down there, and I got nowhere else to go. It's a big commitment to go there. So I've got a couple of other spots that are closer by that I think I can get into, and then maybe a little bit later I work my way down there. I've got to make this decision. This is one of the hardest things about tournament fishing, is making these kind of decisions as to, what is the right thing to do in terms of the starting spot, especially critical. But I don't think first thing in the morning is critical tomorrow. I think tomorrow, they could get their feedback on, at noon when the sun's finally, when it's getting up to 60 degrees. The tournament might be one between noon and 3. And this is not a big money tournament, but it is the Tim's Ford Classic. But it's not a big money tournament. But the reality is, it's on my home lake, and my boat's all wrapped and everything, and they know who I am, and so there's street cred on the line here. I have cashed a lot of checks in this tournament.
For pinks.
Yeah, I've fished this tournament for 10 years, and I've cashed a check in probably 6 of the 10 years, and you got to understand, they only pay the top 40 out of 200 boats. So making it into the top 40 is pretty good out of maybe not even the top 40. I've got a lot of 10th, 12th, 15th place finishes, make a few bucks. I can't go out there and suck. There's an expectation. All right, back to the lines. Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. Yeah, I just got off of Madison County Lake, but I don't fish for bass, man. I'm a crappie guy. I'll hire a guide for bass once or twice a year. You've turned me on to some of them, but that's for guys that work for me so they can catch a big fish.
And I don't fish for crappie. I don't fish enough. If I'm going to get on the lake, people say, "Oh, do you fish for walleye or crappie or this or that?" I'm like, I have so few days on the lake, relatively speaking, that if I'm out there, I'm bass fishing.
Yeah, but I'm eating what I'm catching. I'm eating what I'm catching. I'm not a catch.
Yeah.
I'll catch and release bass, especially with a guide, because they don't want you to cut the heads off the bass. But
right.
That last guy, man, he sounded like a really nice guy, but what a bunch of jibber jabber nice guy. He must really believe Hallmark cards when he reads them. Harry sounded like a nice guy, a really nice guy.
Yeah.
But screw kumbaya my butt, man. Screw the tide. If I could poison their Gatorade water with the flu virus so they would lose, I would do it.
So Harry is class of 73, just to give you a little.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, Harry's class of 73, and he's also former military. Harry's the one that used to always got to say over, and stuff like that. So Harry is a great guy. He's former military, and he's class of 73 Auburn, and he's a very decent man. But his is not an attitude that is held by a lot of people. No. I pulled for Auburn against Oregon. I did not want to see Oregon win a national championship.
Thom, man, I like you, man. We're friends. I love the show, but I absolutely do not believe that you pulled for Auburn, Oregon. You can say it as many times.
I wanted them to win.
I don't believe.
Pull is the wrong word. I wanted them to win. I wanted the SEC to win. Like Bruce Pearl said, he goes, I can't pull for Alabama, but I do want the SEC to win. So. And then I got up. I kind of, after the game, they kicked the field goal. I threw up a little bit in my mouth, and I got up and went to bed knowing that the SEC had once again won a national championship.
Now it just hit me. It just dawned on me why you can be that way.
Because I'm not from around these parts?
No, because you've got so many championships under your belt, and you're an Alabama fan. And listen, you guys got a great athletic program, so you have the luxury of being able to root for the SEC because you know you're going to be back next year.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing with the Yankees. Yeah, it's the same thing with the Yankees. A lot of people say, it doesn't bother me when the Yankees don't win a World Series because they've won 27 of them. So I don't get all caught up. Now it's been a minute, so I'm getting a little, annoyed. It's been a minute, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but I need to hold to my own guns here. It's Friday. I'll do the trifecta in case there's somebody behind me.
NC, there is somebody behind you. NC State plus 9.5 against Purdue.
I'll take NC State.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
Oh, come on. I'll take Alabama. 11.5 is a lot.
Roll Tide.
Who wins the national championship?
In our bracket, I've got Purdue, so I'm going to go with UConn and hedge my bet. I'll go with UConn.
There you go. And then the chick side, who's going to win the national championship?
Iowa.
Iowa. All right. We got you in.
All right, man. Later.
Good stuff. All right. Grizz, I have a problem.
What's up?
I broke a tooth right before Justin Ferguson came on. I got I have hard teeth. I don't know if they're good teeth, but they're hard teeth. And I broke a tooth. I have a little bit of a something going on the side. I got a little abscessy thing or something going on the lower side, on my chomper side, the side I chew on. And now the upper, I had a hole in the tooth, and now all of a sudden I realized I broke the side of the tooth. And here's the thing. I don't go to my dentist enough. And I hadn't been to my dentist in a year and a half, probably 2 years, something like that. I'm a fanatical brusher and flosser. I'm always flossing. I floss 2 or 3 times a day. I'm always, with the floss. But my dentist, I call over to the dentist, and the girl tells me, she says, yeah, you're listed as inactive. I said, well, yeah, I haven't been over there in a couple of years. She says, you're listed as inactive. I said, okay, well, activate me. I need to come see the dentist. She says, we're not taking new patients. I said, I'm not a new patient. I'm inactive. She said, well, you would be considered a new patient. And if we were taking new patients, we couldn't get you into the end of October.
That's ridiculous. They don't
Isn't
even
that
work
crazy?
on, some dentistries don't even work on Fridays. They're off the entire weekend. If they had that Friday open, Saturday and Sunday, I mean, come on. They just got to get some more nurses.
And I don't know what's going on with that one. But here's the thing. I was in Scottsboro Tackle Company in Scottsboro and about several months ago, and I ran into a listener there. And he heard me, and he's, oh, yeah, I listen to this show, blah, 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 blah. And I'm a dentist, he says. I'm a dentist in Madison. I go, you a dentist here in the Scottsboro? And he goes, no. I have a place here on the lake, on Gunnersville Lake, and he's a fisherman, but he's a dentist in Madison.
Not bad.
And he said, anytime if you need any kind of dental, just let me know, and I'll take care of you. And I can't remember for the life of me, I can't remember his name. I thought I had written it down somewhere in my phone or something, but I got 2,000 contacts on my phone, literally 2,000. So I'm not sure. And I can't remember this guy's name. And I've been looking up, I looked up Madison dentists to see if I would see his name, and I'm not seeing anything there that I recognize. I'm going to call Scottsboro Tackle and see if they know the guy. You know the dentist from Madison that always is in there shopping? And see if they know the guy. I gotta have a dentist. I gotta find a guy to fix I got a broken tooth. This is bad. Now, luckily, right now I have no pain, but you know what happens? It's going to happen. A filling is falling out, and there's going to be pain. Brandon is next. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue. Y'all should use that sounder. Great.
I don't have that one in there.
The Bobby Knight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That would have been a good one.
That never gets old.
Mm.
We are getting ready to head out. We're going to get on the plane and head Rocky Mountain bound.
Today?
Yeah, we're going to go close the slopes down.
Are you going to be able to watch the game tomorrow night from the lodge?
Yes, absolutely. Taking the laptop with me, taking the Comcast sign-in that I've offered to let Grizz use to watch the Braves game. We're going to have it all.
Beautiful. All right, you want to get in on this deal?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so NC State gets 9.5 against Purdue.
That's a lot. I'm taking NC State 9.5.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That big guy, like the big boy. All right, your Crimson Tide get 11.5 against UConn.
If Alabama can't win with 11.5, it's a blowout, so I'm taking Alabama.
So I'm going to watch it on TV.
Who's going to win the national championship?
UConn.
Who's going to win the Chicks national championship?
I'm going to have to go with Iowa on that one. I just don't see anybody beating them.
The ladies are going to love you.
All right. We got you in, brother. Be safe out there. Call us from the mountain on Monday.
I'll do that. I'm hoping that we don't have any collisions. There was one when we were out there last time. You don't think about that when you're out there, but if you collide with another human being doing 35 or 40 mile an hour, it tends to cause all kinds of problems. So are we going to do the bow fishing this year?
I wouldn't mind doing that.
We were going to do it last year, and we didn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Do you ski or do you snowboard?
I ski, and your son that's going with you tomorrow should ski the 15 miles out to your super secret hole.
I got my other son to give him his backup motorcycle helmet, so he's very excited about that. I told him because I have a motorcycle. I have a motorcycle, but I have a motorcycle helmet that I wear when it's really cold and I'm making a long run on the lake. I'll wear my motorcycle helmet. You don't strap it though. Anybody that does this, you guys know this. You guys that wear a motorcycle helmet on the water, never buckle the strap when you wear your motorcycle helmet on the water, because if you do get ejected and you hit the water, it'll rip your head off. You want that thing to come off. You want that helmet to come off. That's just a little tip.
I'm a late in Generation Xer, and when we went to the ski slope, I didn't want to wear a helmet when they tell you to put a helmet on, and then you watch the little safety video with people Randy savaging each other even at 20 miles an hour, and you're like, okay, I'll take one just in case. So that may be the difference in 19-year-old me and 42-year-old me.
All right, Brandon, I appreciate you. Be safe out there, will you? Don't get. I can't afford to lose any listeners.
Hey, I need 20 pounds on 2 catches. I know you can do it.
Man, that would be nice. I take 20 pounds on 5 catches wins the tournament. 20 pounds on 5 catches, and I'm winning $7,500. So we'll see what happens. All right, man, appreciate you. All right, when we come back, we are going to set a record in the Thom Abraham Show. I do not believe that I've ever had 2 chicks on the same day call the show. Tomboy Dot is holding. She's next on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Orthopedics. You're thinking bones, muscles, and joints, right? Well, what else comes to mind? Maybe your spine, therapy, or an arm cast? What about sports medicine? What do you think about when you hear that? Are you thinking about the largest orthopedic group in the state, caring for the most student athletes in North Alabama? Or about the fact that they are teamed up with the state's largest hospital-based sports medicine program to provide care to more schools in North Alabama than any other group? If you are, you have TOC Sports and Huntsville Hospital Sports Center on the brain. If you're not, you should, because Huntsville Hospital Sports Center and TOC Sports have partnered for more than 2 decades to establish a state-of-the-art team of certified athletic trainers and orthopedic specialists who successfully continue to meet and exceed the sports medicine needs of schools, athletes, coaches, and parents in our community. Committing to kids, committing to community, committing to care. That's Huntsville Hospital Sports Center and TOC Sports.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Alumni Hall is the ultimate shopping destination for Auburn and Alabama fans. Get your baseball gear, graduation gifts, or cheer on your team with the newest apparel, hats, and accessories for the entire family. Shop the newest collection of top brands like Nike, Adidas, Champion, Columbia, Yeti, New Era, plus 2 for $38 shirts. Sign up for the Alumni Hall Hall Pass rewards and earn $10 for every 150 points accumulated. Come see us at Alumni Hall near Belk in the Bridge Street Town Center. Alumni Hall, where the best fans shop.
Looking for your next game day party destination? Well, think outside the box and kick back at Flosa Premier. And you may be thinking, isn't that the trampoline place? Of course it is. But it's also the one-stop spot for all things fun. And if kicking back with the boys to watch the game is your jam, then you're in the right spot. Jump or not, Flo tends to all ages, meaning while you sit back and watch the game, but little Jimmy's having the time of his life perfecting that front flip he most definitely wants to show you. You got this, Jimmy. So next time you think Flo, think fun for everyone.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Coralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
Valley Equipment Rental has grown by leaps and bounds over the past year and is adding more and more equipment to their already impressive fleet. Valley is a locally owned family equipment rental business serving the entire Tennessee Valley. They concentrate on the local contractors, building repeat business and specializing in long-term rentals for their local contractors. The benefit of long-term rental is that they stay on top of their assets. If something you own goes down in the field, you have to stop and fix it before you can finish the job. With Valley Equipment Rental, they will fix it on site or bring you another machine while that one's being fixed. More importantly, Valley is locally owned and operated, which means when you have an issue, you can get someone on it right away, right here in the Valley. Heck, ask for Ross Roberts, the owner, if you like. Try calling one of the big box national outlets and asking for the owner. That's if you can even get through the automation. Buy local. Buy Valley Equipment Rental. Valley Equipment Rental has 2 locations, one on the North and South Parkway. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
For the first time ever, Roll Tide! The Tide are rolling to the Final Four. Oh, yeah! It's the Crimson Tide and the Yukon Huskies, live from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
And let's get out of here and go to the Final Four!
Tune in this Saturday for this historic game. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on your home for Alabama basketball. The Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Online at 977ESPN.com.
Stream them online.
Call in.
It's an important job, and it's an vital organization.
Tweet in and join in. We are 977 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Segment of the show is brought to you by the Service Department at Woody Anderson Ford. Not only experts in the service of Ford and other makes, but they also use genuine Ford and Motorcraft parts for every Ford service job. Check out the Service Department at Woody Anderson Ford. Also, reminder, Valley Equipment Rental today, 2 o'clock, right after the show. You go ahead and rent your piece of equipment, and you get to hang on to it all the way until Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning. You get a lot done this weekend. All right, so check that out with Valley Equipment Rental. They got everything you need to get the job done like a pro. Let's see. Vinny hit the text window. Come on, I watch an Auburn game to watch them lose. I watch a Yankee game to watch them lose. I watch a Montreal Canadian game to watch them lose. A true rivalry is when you take pleasure in watching your rival lose. Roll Tide. From Vinny. Boston Red Sox fan, Boston Bruin fan. Marcus Stroman goes 5 innings strong. They pull him out of the game because, it's the 7th inning. He goes 6 innings strong. Goes 6 innings strong, Grizz. And then because of, 4 hits, no runs. 6 innings against his former team, the Blue Jays. No hits, no runs. But you can't go any more than 6 innings. Did you know that's a rule in baseball now? You can't go past the 6th inning if you're a pitcher. You're not allowed to go out there and pitch a 7th inning. That's a rule. So they take him out of the game, and they bring this other dude in, and he immediately gives up a home run to the first guy he sees, and the Yankees are down 1-0. Yeah, there you go.
Right. Good old relievers.
Tom Boyd Dot Wasn't sure she was still listening to the show, and there she is. Tomboy Dot, welcome in. How are you?
Hi, fine.
Haven't heard from you in a minute. How you been?
Yeah, all right.
So do you want to get in on this trifecta?
I was listening earlier. Pardon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dot.
Okay. Yeah. I was listening earlier. I heard, you were talking about being a Hank fan.
Yeah.
Have
Hank
you ever
Williams
been
Jr.
to one of his shows?
Say it again.
Have you ever been to one of his shows?
Have I ever gone to a Hank Williams Jr. show? I have not. I've had him on the show a couple of times. He's been on the show a couple of times. I have his cell phone number in my phone, but I have not ever been to one of his shows. No.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a good time. He was when I went. Yeah. And Obama was in office, and there was that thing about taking his theme song away from the Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And he got a little coarse about it, and he used the dropped the F-bomb, and he talked about it a little bit and said, "Well, F Obama," and then he started playing. He's been drinking, I can tell.
Yeah. That was what got him. That was when they took the theme song away from him on Monday Night Football because he had an anti-Obama opinion. Yeah, and you're not allowed to have an anti-Obama opinion.
It was a Take Our Country Back tour, and bought a shirt, but it was made in Mexico.
Yeah. No, you're right. Now, did you want to get on a trifecta or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wake up for that deal. I've been there before. It's real nice.
All right. NC State gets 9.5.
I picked Purdue.
Bama gets 11.5 against UConn.
UConn.
Who's going to win the national championship?
Bama.
Who?
Bama. Oh, you're talking about
the men's national championship, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Wasn't too settled on that one.
It's either UConn or Purdue based on your picks.
Yeah, I'm going Purdue.
And who's going to win the women's national championship? Iowa, South Carolina, UConn, or North Carolina State?
Yeah, South Carolina.
All right, we got you in, Doc. We appreciate it. That is going to do it for the show today. Coming up next is the Paul Feinbaum Show. Remember, baseball everywhere here and on Talk Radio WZZN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk on Monday on 97.7 ESPN.
WZZN, Union Grove,